If you're a marketer in 2021, there's no way you can afford to miss out on using Facebook ads for your business. But if you're just starting out, Facebook ads can seem super complex and time consuming, and if you don't use them correctly, you can burn through your budget very quickly. My name's Elliot with InVideo, and I have used Facebook ads to generate multiple 4-figure months for my businesses over the last couple of years, and in today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how you can do exactly the same. I'm going to be showing you how you can set up your first Facebook ads campaign, how you can create high converting Facebook ads, how you should allocate the budget for your ads, and how you can measure and optimize your Facebook ad performance. Not only that, but we're giving away an unlimited subscription to InVideo worth over $350 to one lucky winner from the first 50 people that comment down below. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video and comment down below what was your best takeaway from the video. So let's get straight into it. So let's start out by covering 5 very common misconceptions that people have about Facebook ads so you can avoid these at all costs. The first misconception about Facebook ads is that they're going to work from day one. It takes a lot of testing and trial and error for your business to get Facebook ads to work for you. So don't worry if you do spend a bit of money and you don't get a big return right from the beginning, because it takes a lot of time and effort to figure out what is the best audience for your product or service, what are the best type of creatives to use, and there's a lot of trial and error that goes into making Facebook ads work for your business. The second misconception that people have about Facebook ads is that you can take an ad live, leave it running, and it will just continue to generate sales for you forever and ever. And that is just totally wrong. When it comes to Facebook ads, something might work and it might be working for a while, but eventually you're going to have to change things, and you constantly have to be updating your creatives, testing out new audiences to make sure that Facebook ads work. You aren't just going to find one great ad that just generates sales for you forever and ever. The third misconception that people have is that Facebook is going to work out the best audience for them. And this just simply isn't true. You need to be really in tune with who is the best audience for your product or service that you're trying to sell. And you need to continue to iterate this as you continue to use Facebook ads and get data back from the ads, and you need to be continually updating and targeting different audiences. The fourth misconception that people have about Facebook ads is that your audience needs to be super laser targeted, and that just simply isn't true, because a lot of the time when you have a super laser targeted audience, the audience size is so small that Facebook finds it difficult to actually go and find potential customers for your business. So sometimes you can just go and test out a broad audience and just go for an interest like Netflix that has millions and millions of people interested in it, and then you can go and narrow that down by using different creatives. And the fifth and final misconception that I want to cover that most people have about Facebook ads is that they are going to start generating sales from day one, which generally is very difficult for most businesses starting out on Facebook, because people have never seen or heard of your product or service before, so they're unlikely to just go and purchase from a brand that they've never heard of. So in this instance, you will start out with a prospecting ad which just introduces your product, your service, or your brand to the customer, and then you move on to retargeting ads where you actually go and show it to them again and try and sell them the product or service. So in today's video, we're going to be focusing on creating a campaign for a prospecting ad, but there will be a follow-up video going through how you can actually go and then retarget customers using retargeting ads as well. So now that we've covered those 5 misconceptions, we're going to look at the structure of a Facebook ad before we actually start creating them. So a Facebook ad is broken down into 3 parts. Firstly, you have your campaign, and your campaign is basically what is the purpose of your Facebook ad. So this could be to drive more video views, to drive more traffic to your website, to generate more sales, to generate more leads. So Facebook allows you to go and pick different options based on what you want to get out of your Facebook ad. So this is what the campaign is. What is the purpose of your ad? Then underneath the campaign, you have the ad set. So just think of the ad set as, who am I actually going to target for my ad? So this comes down to a few different things. So firstly, the demographic. So this can be the age of your audience, their location, their gender, and then on top of the demographic, you also have the interest and behavioral targeting. So for example, are they interested in dogs? Are they married or are they in a relationship? And these types of targeting methods that you can use on Facebook. So like I said, just think of the ad set as who you actually want to go and see your ad. And then finally, we have the ad itself. So this is going to be the video or image that you use to capture your potential customers' attention, and then also the copy you write to try and convince them to go and take action on your ad. For example, shop now or sign up here. So now that we've looked at the hierarchy of a Facebook ad, let's jump into the laptop and have a look at how to actually set them up. So in order to actually start creating a Facebook ads campaign, you need a Facebook Business Manager. And in order to get one of those, you can just go and head to business.facebook.com and then just go and click on create account. Then it's going to ask you to log in. So just go and log in with your personal Facebook account. Now, of course, if you don't have a personal Facebook account, then you can just go and click over here where it says create new account. But I'm assuming you would have a personal Facebook account. So just go and log in with your personal Facebook account details. So once you are logged in to your personal Facebook account, once again, you can just go and click on create account. Now from here, it's going to say your business account name. So just go and name it after your business, of course. And then you just go and put in your own name as well. And then you go and put in your business email address and you just go and have to hit submit. So once you go and do that, you will be brought over to the dashboard on the Facebook Business Manager. And from here, there are a few different things that you can do before you go and set up your Facebook ads campaign. Now, the first thing that you're going to need is a Facebook page for your business. Now you can go and create this just through the normal way of logging into Facebook. So you just head over to facebook.com and log in with your personal account, and then in the top right hand corner you will see the plus button that says create. So just go and click on this, and then all you need to do is just click on create page. So then you go and create a page for your business. Now it's really easy to go and create a Facebook page. They take you through all the steps. It's very simple. You fill out a few details, upload a few images about your business, and then you have your Facebook page set up. So I recommend that's got to be the first thing that you are going to do before you start running your ad campaign. Now the next thing that is really essential before you start setting up your campaign is to go and set up a Facebook pixel. And basically what a Facebook pixel does, it tracks all of the data for your Facebook ads campaigns. So it tracks if somebody has made a purchase on your site, or how much traffic you're getting over to your site, or how many video views you're getting. And it's really important to go and set up a Facebook pixel, because you're going to use this data that is tracked when you actually go and retarget customers later on down the line. And like I said, we will be doing that in another video. So let me show you how you can go and create your pixel. So what you are going to do is you're going to go to business tools, and then you are going to go and click on events manager. And then once the events manager loads, you're going to see this green plus over here. So just go and click on connect data source, then go and choose web. Click on connect over here, then go and choose Facebook pixel. Then just go and name the pixel after your business, and then you're just going to enter in the URL for your website. So just go and enter that in there, and then click on continue. So then it's going to ask you to select a partner integration. So it should recognize your partner integration right away, and basically this just means what you've used to build your website. So you can see over here it's recognizing that I'm using WooCommerce and WordPress, but you can go and select another integration over here, and then you'll see all of the different integrations. So we've got Shopify, we've got WooCommerce, we have Squarespace, we have BigCommerce. So whichever one you're using for your website, just go and select that. So I'm going to go and select WooCommerce over here, and then from here it's going to go and direct you through all of the steps to go and do this. And to be honest with you, it's really simple to go and install these pixels just using this method. So they literally take you step by step, and most of these platforms do all of the hard work for you. So all you need to do from here is just go and click through and connect that pixel, following the guidelines that are outlined through Facebook. So once you have gone and connected that pixel, now you just need to go and set up your payments before we start actually creating any ad campaigns. So in order to set up your payments, you're just going to go to business tools over here, and then you are going to go to add account settings. If you are receiving value from the video so far, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more video creation and marketing content. Make sure to give the video a big thumbs up, and don't forget to comment down below your biggest takeaway from this video to be entered into the contest to win an unlimited subscription to InVideo worth over $350. And then it's going to say add account setup. So just click on open payment settings, and then all you need to do is just go and add a payment method. So you can go and add a debit or credit card, or you can go and add your PayPal account, and that way it will allow you to go and pay for your ads once you start running them. So once you have set up your payments, now you are ready to start creating your first Facebook ads campaign. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to business tools, and we're going to go and click on ads manager. manager. Now your ads manager should be completely empty because you've just created a fresh business manager. So there shouldn't be anything in here. So for me, I've got some ads already running and some campaigns in here, but like I said, for you it should be completely blank. So all you're going to do is you're going to go and click on create, and then it's just going to go and ask you what objective you want to choose for your campaign. So when you're first starting out, I recommend just to go for traffic, so you can just go and start getting traffic over to your site, but you could go for video views if you want to go and boost up the video views for a particular ad, or you could just go straight for conversions if that's what you want to go for. But like I said, because no one's really heard of your brand or your service or the product that you're trying to sell, and this is the first time that they're going to see it, you want to start off with a prospecting ad. So going straight for conversions, you probably won't see that many sales right away. So like I said, I recommend just to go for traffic. So we're just going to go for traffic over here, and then we're just going to go and click on continue. So once you click on continue, it's going to ask you to go and choose a campaign name. So you can just go and name your campaign something simple. So you can just put the name of your business and then the objective of the campaign. So you can see over here, I've just put name of business, traffic, or if it's lead generation, you could put lead generation, or if it's conversions, you can put conversion. And that way, when you go and create more campaigns, you'll be able to see which objective you are going for on each campaign. So once you have gone and done that, you've got special ad categories. So for most of you watching, this doesn't really apply to you. So these are only for ads that apply to credit, employment, housing, or social issues. So if you're not running an ad for any of those, then you can just go and leave that blank. Next up, you have the campaign details. And by default, all Facebook ad campaigns are auction ads, and basically what that means is loads of different businesses bid to go and show their ad in front of different audiences, and whoever has the best bid will be shown in front of that audience. So it's a little bit confusing, so don't let it worry you too much, but basically all it means is Facebook will look at how much budget you have, they'll look at how good your ad is and how well it actually performs, and they'll decide which ad gets put in front of which people on Facebook. So just leave that as auction, and then over here once again you will see the campaign objective, so you can always go and edit it here if you want to. So if you didn't want to run traffic, you could go to edit and you can go and choose one of the other campaign objectives. So once you have gone and done that, you can go and click on show more options, and it will say the campaign spending limit, so you can go and add a spending limit if you want to. So we will go over budgeting in a moment, but basically let's say you've only got $500 for the whole campaign, then you can just come in here, click on add campaign spending limit, and you can go and add in your $500. When it comes to budgeting for your ads, you want to spend about 30% of your budget on testing ads to see which ones work, and then about another 70% you want to use for the ads that are actually working. So if you've got $1,000, you can spend around $300 testing different ad sets, testing out different audiences, different ad creatives, and then you can just go and turn off the ads that aren't working, and then the ones that are performing well, you can go and put more money into. So then the $700 that you have left over from your budget, you can start to use on the ads that are working correctly. Alternatively, if you don't add a campaign spending limit, then it will just run the campaign until you actually turn it off. So it'll just keep running all of the ads until you decide to turn them off once you have hit your budget. So it's totally up to you if you want to add a campaign spending limit or not. So now if we scroll down over here, you will see A/B test. So this is if you want to go and run two campaigns against each other and see which one performs the best. Now this is a little bit more advanced, so we're just going to leave this now. If you're starting your first campaign, you don't really need to go and test them against each other, because you can go and test different creatives and different audiences within the same campaign. So we're just going to go and leave that for now. So next up, you'll see campaign budget optimization. Now I recommend turning this on, and basically what this does, it means Facebook will try to squeeze the most out of your budget that it can. And basically what campaign budget optimization means is it's a little bit more automated. Facebook will go and try and get the most impressions for your ad for the lowest cost possible. So you're probably thinking, why wouldn't anyone want to do that? Well, businesses who have really massive budgets usually have the best marketers in the world, so they prefer to do it themselves. But if you're just a small business running your own campaigns, then it's probably best to turn campaign budget optimization on, because like I said, Facebook will try to get the most impressions, the most clicks, the most views for your budget that they can get for you. Next up, we have the campaign budget. So you can go and set a daily budget, and the reason why you might want to do that is because you want to go and look at your ads each day. You can turn some ads off if they're not working, and then the next day you can go and test different ads and different audiences. So let's say once again you've got a budget of $500, you can go and set your daily budget to $50 per day, and then that way you can go and run it for 10 days and you can see each day at the end of the day which ads are doing well. You can turn some of the ones that aren't performing very well off, and then you can go and test new ones. Whereas if you don't set any daily budget, so if we just go over to lifetime budget over here, it could potentially just go and spend $100 or $200 in one day, and then that way it might spend some money on ads that didn't perform very well. So I do recommend putting in a daily budget, and like I said, it really depends on how much your budget is, but I recommend just to run ads for around a week. So you're going to go and test ads for a week, so whatever your budget is, just divide that by 7 and that's your daily budget. So over here it's going to say the campaign bids strategy, so I recommend to just leave this as the same, which is lowest cost, which basically means once again Facebook is going to try and get the lowest cost to go and show your ads in front of people. So once you have gone and chosen all of that, we can just go and click on next. So now we have the ad set. So when it comes to naming your ad set, you're going to name it based on who you are targeting, because like I said, remember, your ad set is your actual demographic that you're targeting. So for example, I've just put an ad set name over here, which is males 20 to 45 UK fashion. So that goes and tells me exactly who I'm going to be targeting for this particular ad set. So they're going to be males that are aged 20 to 40, they're based in the UK, and they're interested in fashion. So alternatively, you could go for females aged 40 to 75 that are interested in dog grooming, or in the US, if you just want to go and target a broad audience, you don't have to go and put an interest target in there. So then you're just going to go and choose a website, if you're running a website of course, and then over here we have dynamic creative. I recommend just to leave that off. So the creative is the actual ad that the potential customer is going to see, so the image, the copy, or the video. So if you put dynamic creative on, it will go and generate different headlines and different text for your ad, but I recommend just to leave that off because it can actually just confuse things, especially when you're just starting out. So I recommend just to leave that as default, turn it off. Then over here you have an offer, so you can go and create an offer for your ad, like 20% off, but you can actually do that within the ad itself. So once again, I recommend just to leave that off. Over here we have the schedule, so when do you actually want the ad to start running. So you can just go and start running the next day or within the hour even if you want to. So you can just go and add your start date and time that you want the ad to start running, and then you can go and set an end date if you want to, but like I said, you can always just go in and turn the ads off yourself once you start monitoring and looking at the data and seeing how they are performing. So we're not going to set an end date on this one over here. So now we have the audience, and this is where you can actually go and decide who you want to target. So like I said over here, for this one we've got males 20 to 45 UK fashion. So if we just come down over here, we can go and choose the location. So I put United Kingdom, so I can go and get rid of United States, and then over here I can just go and type in United Kingdom. So if we just go to search locations, we can go to United and I can type in Kingdom and just go and choose that. So that's my area demographic, and you can go and narrow this down more if you want to, so even by city. So if I was to go and type in London, for example, I can go and choose London in the United Kingdom, or another area is Hertfordshire. So if I go and type in Hertfordshire, I can go and target people in Hertfordshire. If you're in the US, you can do it by state. So for example, if we just go and type in Texas, so you can go and pretty much target any geographical area that you want to, pretty much anywhere in the world. So once you have gone and chosen your location, we can go and scroll down, and now we can choose the age demographic. So if I want to go and just change this, I could go to 20 and I can go and change this to 45. So you can go and choose whatever age demographic you want. Of course, depends on the product or service that you are trying to sell. So once you have chosen your age demographic, you can of course go and choose your gender. So if you want it to be men or women, and then finally you can go for the detailed targeting. So this is where you can go and target different interests and different behaviors. So you can pretty much go and just type in anything in here and it will go and suggest those for you. So for example, if I was to just type in fashion over here, then I can go and see we've got shopping and fashion, fashion editor, fashion advisor, blah blah blah, and so on. So for example, if I was to just go for street fashion like this, so now we can see that for the United Kingdom, men ages 20 to 45 who are interested in street fashion, we can see our potential reach is just under 3 million, and that's a pretty decent size. So you want your audience size to be around 1 million at least, but if not, you can try and get it a little bit higher, and then that way, like I said earlier in the video, you can always go and narrow down the audience as you start running ads and collecting data. Now, another thing that you can do is you can go and narrow the audience more. So you can go and target people that are interested in multiple different things or have multiple different behaviors. So for example, I could go and say people that are interested in street fashion and are also in a relationship. So if I go and type in a relationship in here, we can go and choose this as the relationship status. Now you can see that brings the audience size down quite significantly, because the number of men in the UK aged 20 to 45 that are interested in street fashion and also in a relationship is of course going to be smaller than just if we include single men as well in there. So you can go and narrow your audience down if you want to, but like I said, you don't have to be super laser targeted with your audience. Sometimes it's better to work with a broader audience and then narrow it down as you go along. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, if we just get rid of these two over here, and I can just go and type in, for example, Netflix in here, which is a really broad term. Loads of people are interested in Netflix. So we can go and see 5.4 million people. So you could just go and run an ad for people who are interested in Netflix. Might be nothing to do with your service or product. And then that way you can go and see who actually is coming over and how much traffic you are getting to your site just based off of this type of broad audience. So you want to go and test a few different things. You can go and test interests and behaviors that are more specific to the product that you're selling. And then you can go for broader audiences as well. So if we just go and scroll down, you can of course go and choose your languages. So by default, if for the UK, it's going to run it in English, but for whatever reason, if we have some people in the UK who are speaking Russian or something, I could just go and change this over here, and I could just go and type in English UK. So now you've done that, what you can go and do is you have the placements over here. So you've got automatic placements. I recommend just to leave that as automatic placements. So basically that just means where will Facebook show your ad on their platform. So if you just do it as automatic, they will go and put it in multiple different areas, and where it starts performing the best, that's where they will keep showing it. If you want to go and do it manually, you can go and choose it yourself. So you can see over here we've got Facebook, Instagram, Messenger and Audience Network. But like I said, I recommend just to leave it as automatic and just go and see where it performs the best, and then Facebook will optimize it for you. So over here we have optimization for ad delivery. So we've got link clicks over here, but you can go for multiple different ones, but I recommend just to leave it as link clicks. So you want people to click on your link and go over to your site. Impressions just means the amount of people that actually just see the ad. We've got landing page views. So this is very similar to link clicks, but it basically just means that it will try and find people when they click on the link, and it will just show the landing page straight away. But it's basically the same thing. And then you have daily unique reach as well, which means that Facebook will try and find more people. So every day it will try and show your ad to different people. Instead of showing it to the same person 2 or 3 times, it will only go and show it to more people once. So like I said, I recommend just to leave it as link clicks if you are running a traffic campaign. So now you have done that, you can click on show more options, and then it's going to say when are you charged. So you can go and choose impression or link click. Now personally I recommend just to go and leave it as default with impressions once again, because the more impressions you get, the more likely you're going to get people going over to your site. And you want to optimize for impressions because you want a lot of people to see your ad, because it's a numbers game sometimes with Facebook ads. The more people and the more eyes you get on your ad, the more chance you are going to go and get people to convert into a purchase later on when you go and retarget them. So once you have gone and chosen all of that, you can just go and click on next. So now we are here and we can actually go and create the ad itself. Also bear in mind that just having one ad set isn't really going to cut it. So what I recommend is having 5 different ad sets. So that's 5 different audiences, whether that be differences in age or gender or location or even interests. You want to have around 5 different audiences that you're targeting, and then around 4 ads within each of those audiences. So that's 20 ads running just to test. And then like I said, you can go and start cutting out the ones that aren't working and then continuing to run the ads that are performing well. So firstly, you can go and name your ad. So when you are naming your ad, you basically just want to name it after the creative. So let's say you have 4 different creatives, you can just go and say video creative 1, or if they have different hooks, it could be video creative 1 this hook. So we're just going to go and put in video creative 1 over here. Next up, you want to go and choose the Facebook page that you created in the beginning of the video. So just go and choose your Facebook page, and you can go and connect an Instagram account as well if you want to, so then it will go and run your Facebook ads on Instagram as well. So once you have done that, over here it will say create ad. That basically just means you're creating the ad from scratch, but you can go and use existing posts if you have a previous post on your Facebook page. But like we said, if we're creating it from scratch, you're just going to go and leave that as create ad. Now from here you can go and choose the ad format. So we're going to go for single image or video because we're going to be using a video ad over here. So just leave that as the default, and then as we scroll down, this is where we can actually go and create our ad creative. Now at this current moment in time, we don't have an ad creative, so I'm going to be showing you how you can go and do that. So in order to create your ad creative, you can go and head over to InVideo, and I will leave a link in the description. And once you are over onto the InVideo homepage, you can just go and click on sign up, enter in some of your details and create a completely free account. So just go and enter in your details and click on continue. Once you have created your InVideo account, you can go and create your video ad creative for your Facebook ad. And InVideo has over 4,000 templates in all different types of niches that you can go and use for your Facebook video ad creative. Another thing to mention is that all of the Facebook ad campaigns that InVideo run are created using InVideo. So InVideo actually uses its own product to create all of their Facebook ad campaigns. So firstly, you can just go and choose the format. So the best format for Facebook ads is of course a square format. And then from here, what you can go and do is you can just go and use the search bar to find a pre-made template for your niche. So for example, if I just type in tailor in here, I can go and find a template for a suit tailor. So when we just go and type that in, we can see we've got these made to measure suits over here. So you can just go and preview the template just by clicking on it, and you will be able to see how it plays out and see if it's a template that you want to use. Now when it comes to creating Facebook ads, you don't really want them to be any longer than 45 seconds. So something that's really quick and catchy, around 15 to 30 seconds is really good. So I'm actually just going to go and use this template, but don't worry, if you find a template that you really like and it's quite short and you want to include a bit more footage of your product or service, you can always go and add extra scenes, which I'll be showing you how to do. So once you have chosen a template, you can just go and click on use this template. Once your template loads, you can go and create your video ad creative, and there are loads of cool things that you can go and do. Now when it comes to Facebook ads, I don't recommend that any scene be longer than 5 seconds. So if you go over here, you can go and see that you've got your scene duration. So you want to just go and bring this down to 5 seconds. So if you just come in here, you can just go and change it. So let's say it was 6, you can just go and put it to 5 and go and click tick. So then you will have each scene 5 seconds long. Now what you can go and do is, if you have a few scenes in your templates that are longer than 5 seconds, instead of going and changing every single one, you can just go and delete these, and then you can go and duplicate your scene if you want to. So over here, what you can go and do is you can just go and delete scene 2 by hitting the delete scene button, and then you can go and duplicate scene, so then they will all be 5 seconds long. So I'm just going to go and show you a few different things that you can use with InVideo to create your video ad creative. So firstly, they have a massive collection of stock footage that you can go and use for any type of niche. So once again, if we just come over to video over here, and if I just go and type in tailor in here, and we can see over here we have this stock footage of a tailor. So you can just go and change the templates. So we just go and drag the footage in and hit replace, and then what we can go and do is we can go and decide where we want to go and actually show the video. So I could just go and show it from here. Let's just say, for example, so that's around 5 seconds in. So if we just go over here, you can go and cut the footage, and then once again, because I don't want it to be any longer than 5 seconds, I can just fade it out at 10 seconds. So then it will just be a 5 second long scene. So then I can just go and hit done over here. So now we can go and see that I've just gone and replaced that footage. If you don't like it, you can just go and hit Control Z, and it will just go and change it back to the original template. You can go and change the captions using InVideo to go and create your video ad creative. So instead of saying look great, feel great, I could just come in here and I can go and type in whatever I like. So I could just go for looks great, fits great instead, let's say, for example. So when you are going and creating your video ad creatives, like I said, because you're going to want to have about 4 different creatives, you can just go and use these templates and just go and alter them a little bit to go and have a few different creatives that you can then use to test out for your Facebook ads. You can of course go and change the colors of the templates. So if you just go to change project colors over here, we can just go to custom, and if I just go and, for example, go and change this to white, we will see that the elements that were originally sort of gold have changed to white now, and that will just go throughout the entire template. So you can see this has changed to white, and this has also changed to white as well. And once again, if I just go and change this back, so if I just go and change this to this brownish color over here, we can see it just changes back on all of the scenes. So that's a really great benefit of using InVideo, because you can go and create multiple different creatives really quickly. You can also go and add your logo to the scenes. So if you just go to logo over here, what you can go and do is you can go and upload your logo as a PNG image, and then you can just go and click on add to all scenes. So if we just go and click got it over here, we can go and see we have our logo, and you can just go and drag it like this, and we can just go and center align it. You can also go and add scarcity and fear of missing out to your call to action. So you could go and say something like whilst stocks last, or 50% off today only. So something like that, where you're adding scarcity to a sell or to a product. Now when it comes to the captions on your actual video ad creative, you want to just go and outline the benefits of your product or service and what problem it solves for your customer. So you are just going to go and, like I said, just go and use these templates to go and create a few different video ad creatives, and then we can head back to Facebook. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to go and click download and share, and then once you do that, just go and click on export so you can go and have your video ad creative. So once your video ad creative has finished exporting and you have downloaded it, we can just go and head back to our Facebook Business Manager and carry on creating our ad. So over here where it says add media, what you are going to do is just click on add media and click on add video, and then over here we're just going to go and click on upload. Now navigate to where your downloaded InVideo project is. So we're just going to go and choose that, hit open, and now we just have to wait for our video to upload. Once your video ad has finished uploading, you are ready to go and add some text to your product. So because this is just a prospecting ad, we just want to go and introduce the brand, introduce the product softly. We're not trying to sell too hard just yet, because we will be doing that with retargeting ads. So over here, we're just going to go and add some primary text. Now, if you want to go and get some inspiration for primary text, you can go and use the Facebook ads library, and you can just go and type in some keywords that are related to the product or service that you're trying to sell, and then go and have a look at some other ads and what they're doing. So for example, once again, if I just come over here and we're going to go and choose an ad category, so we'll just go and select all ads, you can go and choose the country, and then if I just go and type in Taylor once again, and now I can go and look at some ads that have been running previously from other brands and the type of copy that they have written for their primary text. So this one over here I think is really great. So we've got custom fitted, made to order and responsibly made in Europe from the highest quality cotton in the world, perfect fit guarantee. So that really outlines the benefits of having custom tailor-made clothing. So we can just go and copy this, and then you can just go and head back to your Facebook Ads Manager, and we're just going to go and paste that in there. And then what you can go and do is you can just go and alter the text so that it matches your product or service. So we can see here, I've just gone and changed this bit over here where it says click on shop now to tailor your suit today. And then over here we actually have the video ad, so we can see it's looking pretty cool. And as I mentioned before, each scene changes every 5 seconds. So we can just go and see it like that. And then at the end, we've got this call to action, which just says call to book your consultation. So that's really cool. Now you can go and add a description if you want to. So a description will just go and show on the ad as well. So if we just go and scroll this down a little bit, and I just go and add a description in here. So I've just gone and added get your tailor-made suit today, and we can see in the description, it's just got it over here. Now what you can go and do is you can go and add your website URL, and then finally you can just go and add your call to action. So depending on what the type of product or service you are selling with your Facebook video ad, you can go and pick an appropriate call to action. So we could go for contact us, because at the end we're saying book a free consultation call, so we can go and put contact us, or you could go for shop now, book now. So like I said, it really depends on the type of product or service. So just use your common sense to pick an appropriate call to action. So once you have gone and done that, you are just going to go and pick your tracking. So over here you can go and choose your pixel. Now of course, if it's a brand new business manager, then it will just be the default pixel that you created earlier, and the tracking will already be set up because you went through and installed that Facebook pixel earlier on in the tutorial. So then all you need to do is just go and hit publish, and your Facebook ad will start running. Now, as I mentioned, you want to go and test out around 5 different audiences and around 4 different creatives. So what you can actually do over here is you can just go and click on an ad set over here, and you can just go and hit duplicate, and then basically it will go and duplicate that whole ad set for you. So you can just go and keep it in the original campaign. You can go and choose the number of copies that you want to duplicate, so you can go and duplicate it 4 times, so that way you have 5 ad sets. So if we go and duplicate this 4 times over here, and then we can just go and hit duplicate. And once you do that, you will now see that we have the 5 ad sets. So you will have the 4 copies in here. So what you can do is you can go into one of the copies, and then you can just come in here and you can just go and change it. So for example, instead of saying males 20 to 40 UK, I could go and change this to US. So then we can just get rid of where it says copy over here. And then all we need to do is just go and scroll down and just go and change the location from the United Kingdom to the US. So then I could go and do that. I could make one for New Zealand, for Australia, and for Canada. And that's going to be the 5 different audiences that I test. Or maybe I want to go and change the interest. So instead of the interest being fashion, this one will be Netflix. So we're going to go and name it once again after who we're actually targeting. So just go and change all of your different ad sets to different targeting, and like I said, that's a really great way to go and test out different audiences and see which ones work. And then what you can go and do is you can come into each of these ad sets and then go and add your creatives within there. So once you have done that, you can just go and click on the video ad creative. So just come over here and click on the 3 dots again, and then what you can go and do is you can go and hit duplicate again, and then this way you're going to go and leave it to the original campaign. Once again, we'll hit duplicate over here, and then you can go and add your next video creative. So like I said, you want to start with around 3 to 4 different creatives for each ad set. So over here I could go and change this now to video ad creative 2, and we'll just get rid of where it says copy, and then you're just going to go and upload another creative. So all you need to do is just go and click on change video, and then you can just go and upload another video. And alternatively, you can go and try different headlines, different primary text, and things like that. So you're going to go and test out a few different creatives with different text, with different videos, and see which one works the best. So like I said, once you have gone and duplicated all of these, and you have around 3 to 4 different types of ads under each different ad set, then you have around 20 ads running, and then you can just go and hit publish. So once you have done that, you're going to go and leave it for a few days, and then we will go and have a look at how you can start reading the data. So once you have left your ads running for about 2 or 3 days, you can come back to them and decide which ones you want to turn off. Now obviously you're going to want to look at them every day just to see how they are performing, but it's good just to leave them for a few days just to actually get going and see how they are optimizing. And then if you can't see any good results, then you can go and turn them off. So I'm just going to go and give you an idea of how you can go and read the data and decide which ones you want to turn off. So over here you will see the result. So if you're running traffic, it's just going to go and show you the traffic, but if you're running for conversions such as a website purchase, then you will see that down this results column. But like I said, it's very unlikely that the first time you run an ad that you're going to start generating sales right away, because nobody's ever heard of your brand or your service or your product. So you're just going and building up a bit of data to go and retarget to these customers. Now secondly, you will see the reach. So this is how many people actually saw the ad itself. So that's fairly important, and the same with the impressions as well, but that doesn't really mean a whole lot. The main thing that you're going to want to look at is if we scroll down over here, especially when it comes to just a prospective ad where you are trying to get traffic, is of course going to be link clicks and how much you're paying per link click. So if you come over here, we can go and see this middle one over here is $42, and it's generated the bulk of the link clicks for this ad campaign. So we can see 149 link clicks for $42. So that's obviously a very good one over here compared to all of the others. So we can see this one didn't perform at all, and that basically just means it didn't really get shown in front of anyone. That's why hardly any was spent on this particular ad, just because people weren't actually seeing it, because obviously the targeting must have been a little bit off, and that's why people just weren't even seeing the ad. But then if you look over here, this one we just spent around half of what was spent on this ad set, but we didn't get half of the clicks. So we should have got around 75 clicks if these two ads were the same, but we got significantly less clicks. So we could potentially think about turning this ad set off, because it's costing us more than this ad over here. And once again, if you look at this one, this is around $13. So we could just say this is around a quarter of this ad set over here, but it hasn't generated a quarter of the clicks. So maybe this one I would leave on for a little bit longer until it hits the $40 range to be able to see if the link clicks are boosting up a little bit. But the ones where they're just not performing, for example this one, you would just want to go and turn off, where nothing is actually spending, you're not getting any clicks or anything like that, you're just running it pointlessly. And then you can go and perhaps, I might run this one a little bit longer once again as well, up to around $40, and see if the link clicks was to go up a bit more. So that's how you can just go and read your data. Just go and have a look, see which ones are performing, and then you can go into your actual ads themselves and you can go and see which creatives are performing the best. So we can see this creative over here, video 1, thumbnail 2, is the one that performed the best and got the most link clicks. So then we can go and test this particular video ad out with other audiences once again. So we know that the creative is working well. It's working well for one ad set, so for one particular audience. So then we can go and take that video ad and then go and start running it with more audiences to go and see if we can go and generate more clicks with a different type of audience. So like I said, that is how you can go and review the data. You're doing a bit of trial and error. You're seeing which ads perform well and which audiences perform well, and then you can just go and double down on those audiences. So that's everything you need to set up your prospecting ad. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you get notified for the follow-up video where we go and teach you how to go and run retargeting ads so you can go and turn this warm traffic into real buyers. Also, while we have covered the basis of creating Facebook ads in this tutorial, I highly recommend that you go and check out our other tutorial on how to create high converting video ads for any online business. This has been Elliot with InVideo, and I'll see you in that next video.